Welcome to Calder Valley Repairs. Here we have a set of GHD Hair Straighteners, the Jemelia 3.1B range. They're in good condition. You'll see we've got two clips here on the hinge with the logos on. These can easily be removed with a small plastic pry bar or trim wedge. See the stainless steel screw under there. They come out quite easily once you've got the wedge underneath them. You see the stainless steel screw heads here. So this is two screws going into a spacer, and the best way to remove these I've found is with a micro socket with a Phillips head, so you can get purchase on one side and then a Phillips head screwdriver on the other side. Keep your screws safe. Then you'll see once the first screw is removed, all that needs to happen is just use a screwdriver or a drift and push that centre spacer through, and it comes out quite easily. On doing this, you'll see the hinge separates, and then you can see access to the spring inside, which you'll see comes apart quite easily. But be cautious, that spring could quite easily damage the cables if you put it back together with things overlapping, so make sure they stay equally spaced apart. Then there's two screws to remove the cable retention. There is a rubber O-ring to remove as well. This one's been removed in this case. And then you can remove the strainer leaf cap, and then the cable comes off. You'll see this particular one had a damaged cable, a particular nasty one as well. That soft silicone cable broke through quite easily, and we had some exposed conductive parts there which were live, so a bit of a risk of electric shock there. The cable does reinsert quite easily. You do have to make sure though that the concentric connector does locate properly on the small jack plug springs on the end of the PCB, just as it goes into the outer concentric keeper as well, the concentric contact. It goes back together in reverse order. Firstly, the strainer leaf locates over everything. Everything's got a place in there, so make sure you line everything up. Fit your two small Phillips screws back in together, and check everything's closed up properly. All the seams should be closed and the cable should be free to rotate. A little bit of a fiddle. Push your hinge back together and get the eyes lined up, ready to put the screw spacer back through. And as I mentioned before, make sure the spring and the cables are separated there. Just reinsert the brass spacer. Might need to wiggle it a bit just to get it lined up. Give it a rotation, push it through. You'll see it should go flush. It's a nice tolerance to fit. Now fit the other hinge screw, tighten it up, finger tight, then using the micro socket again and a Phillips screwdriver, tighten everything back up. There's no need for any thread lock here or anything. All hand tight, don't over tighten it. Everything should move freely. Then fit the plastic caps back on. You'll note there is a short lug and a long lug, just as there is a deep pocket and a shallow pocket in the hinge assembly. Quite easy to install really. Just pops straight back in as you squeeze one end in. Short end first. That's the way I found it goes in best. All flush. then the rubber O-ring, which was just kept safely over the flex. Feed that back over onto the little recess. Adds a little bit of strength to the body of the strain relief, stops it coming apart, supports those 2 screws. Everything should still move freely. We've got a new cable in this one, of course, and fundamentally do a resistance check before making anything live. Check that the switch works. It also checks the continuity from the plug to the control PCB inside and the heaters, etc. This one also received a insulation resistance test to be on the safe side, same as a pat test. That way I know all the cable's good, all the insulation of the cable found to be good. I hope you found this useful. Do visit again at Calder Valley Repairs. Hopefully I'll have some more videos for you in the not too distant future, some things you'll find useful. And if there's a subscribe button on YouTube here, then please hit subscribe. Thank you, and goodbye for now.